So, as we head to Tribal Council, well, we see that Ozzy and Cochran are now, it's between them, but Ozzy really wants it to be him. So let's kind of go over this. What are you seeing here? I mean, what do you see happening at this point? Before you see the votes, what do you think is actually going to happen?
I would say that Cochran would go, Cochran would probably go, because they were like totally against Ozzy going before they started talking at Tribal.
I think Keith was more kind of like going against the Ozzy plan. I think it was mostly Keith. I don't think everybody was on board, as we heard Jim wasn't really on board, but he wasn't really expressing it. So we saw that everybody was kind of on board with his plan.
Yeah, but I mean, Keith had Whitney, and that could, they're pretty convincing. I don't know. And so, we're about to vote here. So, Keith, I'm surprised that Keith still ended up voting for Ozzy. Yeah, well, I think that he kind of had to, in a way. Because after they started talking at Tribal, and Ozzy gave away his immunity, which I want to talk about after this, then, he just basically must have said, okay, that's it.
So, now we have Ozzy, who's obviously voting for Cochran, and everybody votes against Ozzy. Ozzy is voted out of the tribe. But let's keep talking about how this is playing out. This is the biggest move of the season. The merge is especially on the mind.
Yes, with Ozzy gave Cochran the idol, and Cochran now has power. And with the merge coming up, or supposedly coming up,
I think that the merge will happen because Cochran, it is Survivor, it's normally going to happen at this point, day 19.
Yeah, but we do know that they do say that everything's planned out beforehand, and I believe that. But, if I was Jeff Probst, I'd be like, if they have a merge coming up, I'd be just like shooting myself, because honestly, it would be better to wait a week and, more drama and everything. If Ozzy beats this duel, can Ozzy continue
his so winning streak? And so Ozzy is voted out of the tribe. And so Ozzy made one heck of an exit, and it was kind of annoying.
Yes, it was. He was just cocky and arrogant. And they were just like, see you soon. Well, no. What if Ozzy goes home?
The only good thing that he did was fake keeping the idol.
Yeah, that was actually a good part of the strategy. But the rest of it, it's like, okay, you want to go screw your life? Go ahead. Lose the $1 million once again.
And so now Ozzy's out. He's going to see Christine. And so I think it's going to be a very interesting duel, as Ozzy is now going to fight for... is Ozzy now going for redemption?
I think he is.
Let's add some redemption music here. Okay, so Ozzy's now going for redemption. This is the redemption song from Survivor. I like this song. So, Ozzy now on... We've said this before. We've said this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Ozzy on Redemption Island, going to battle Christine. Will the merge happen? Yes or no? It's hard to say.
Yeah, it could go either way. They've pulled stranger stunts than just keeping the merge another week. So we'll see.
So now, Cochran has the hidden immunity idol, and oh my goodness, what is Cochran going to do with that thing?
I have no clue. In the previews, it was like he was pretending to be, some basically godfather almost, Rob father. He was like almost like to keep the idol or to not keep the idol. That is the question. That's how I would have said it if I was in that position, because Shakespeare is better. No, not at all. Not at all. But, yeah. I think that, Cochran, if he played smart, he'd keep it. If he didn't, he'd give it back to Ozzy if Ozzy returned.
Okay, that sounds fair. And it seems like I was gonna say one more thing. Oh, yes, if they do merge, and Ozzy loses the Redemption Island duel, Christine is going to flop. So, they're going to have the number 6-6. And if they do merge, Ozzy loses the duel, now Ozzy, the strongest player in the game, is out, and it still ties up at 6.
Yeah, so it could go either way.
So, really what Savai is hoping for is a merge. And that's all they can really hope for.
If they don't have that, they're screwed.
Agreed. So, I think that we've concluded mostly about what to talk about on Survivor. Mixed feelings about the move that Ozzy made. Stupid, yet smart at the same time, if it works out. But I think there's really nothing left to cover here.
Yeah, so what are your predictions for next week?
Next week is very tough. I'm going to say I want Christine to win now, but I think Ozzy is going to beat her, although I don't like that. So I think Ozzy beats Christine on Redemption Island. Then, say we don't merge. Savai would lose the challenge probably, and they would probably vote out Cochran. Unless if Cochran played the idol, then it'll be whoever Cochran voted for, which I don't really know who that could be. Cochran might vote for Jim.
I don't think that, honestly, they'd vote Cochran, though, because they would know he is the idol.
I know, but I still think they would try to,
They'd split the vote, though.
They would definitely split the vote. And then if Cochran played the idol, then it would be the next person. But, say, Savai has a miracle, and they would beat Upolu, I'm still saying that Edna would be eliminated just because she isn't in the 5.
And if they would merge, who would you say would go?
If they would merge. Now this is tough because if they were to merge, it would be 6-6. But I'm trying to think. Well, who would merge? There would be. I think they might eliminate or vote out Edna. Just because she's annoying.
Yeah, because I don't think that anyone could live around that.
I mean, but...
They also might go for coach, though.
They could vote for coach. I'm not sure they will. I'm more positive that Edna will be eliminated.
Yeah, if Upolo has anything to do with it, but I mean, Savai going in may say coach is a threat because of what Stacey said, and if they have... if they could win the tie vote, I mean, coach would be gone.
So, I still think Edna, but with the 6-6 that would happen, it would probably be a tie, and then another tie, probably, unless something happened. But I'm assuming that they would either draw rocks, which would be really dumb, I hate that, or they would do possibly... maybe a fire-making challenge.
We haven't seen that in forever, though.
I still think they might do that. It's possible, not possible at the same time, but I would prefer them do that. And if they did, then Edna probably wouldn't win that.
Yeah, Edna isn't too good around camp.
I'm still thinking they're going to do Edna. I'm thinking maybe Rick might have a part in it, because Rick isn't very intelligent with Survivor and votes out the wrong people while voting out the right people for him.
Yeah.
So, is that it this week?
I think that is it.
So, let's go ahead and move on to our TV recommendations. I don't really have any recommendations. Mostly, I do have to say the Cardinals did win. The St. Louis Cardinals won the World Series in 7 games, and which is a shock because they were so far behind near the end of the season, and they came back, and now they've won. And it's not really a recommendation because it's over, but I don't really have much to say. The NBA lockout might end soon. Maybe
Thank
not.
God.
I don't. What?
Thank God. Needs to start up.
But I'm not sure. They haven't been talking too much about the lockout, or maybe I just haven't been paying attention. But then football, we have that, and I believe I'm playing you this week in fantasy.
Yep.
And
ESPN fantasy, not the others.
So, have any NFL games been played this week?
Monday night was football night for some teams like mine, who ended up losing to one of the worst teams in the league.
I'm talking about the upcoming week. Week 8. Okay, so, things just happened funny here. Add this into the podcast. Sarah's power just blinked, and we got a little bit messed up, but we were talking about fantasy football, and we're playing each other this week, and I was about to check the standings when things went off, and got all funky. But, anyway, let's check the league, and Sarah's not doing so well. You're on a 2-game losing streak, while I'm coming back, and I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I was undefeated, but then my kicker, my punter, wasn't doing very well, and in ESPN, at least in our league, punters make the difference. They get like 200 points a game, where QBs only make like 30, and so my punter didn't do real well. It was just an overall bad game, and then the following week, my punter was out on a bye week, and so, and I couldn't get on to change punters, so, that just ruined my chances. This week, I shall win.
Well, I have not been following anything in the Serious Players Only League, and all I know is I'm 4-3, you're 5-2, and I'm 1 game behind. But, I'm not really focused on this. Punters should not get a lot of points, though. It's kind of rigged.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I just wanted to check up on that. And so, nothing really in TV recommendations for me. I'm just going to be kind of following the MLB post or off-season, and then whatever else is on.
Yeah, not too much to really talk about that.
Do you have any recommendations?
Not really. I think I said most of mine. Grimm premiered. I didn't get to see it because I was celebrating different birthdays. Partying.
Okay.
But the season premiere of Chuck came on, and I saw that. It was pretty good. Not its old quality in seasons 1 and 2, but still fairly good. Better than the previous season.
Alright, sounds good. So, let's go ahead and move on to the TV recommendations of the week. Or, I'm not TV recommendations.
Yeah, I was like, what?
TV, they both start with TV, so I still had that on my mind. TV.com top 5 shows of the week.
Okay, coming in at number 5 is Fringe. Number 4 is House. Number 3 is Grey's Anatomy. Number 2 is Criminal Minds. And for like the 15th millionth time in a row, The Vampire Diaries.
That does not need to be number 1.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not. And I don't have any desire to.
Yeah, to me it just looks like a Twilight show, and I am not for Twilight.
So,